Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum class. Welcome to English grade 6 video lessons. Students, how are you? I hope that you are doing well, you are fine, and let's start our lesson for today for English 6. We are on unit number 6 as you know, and we are going to cover a students learning outcome from reading and critical thinking. This is our lecture number 5A, and now let's read our students learning outcome and see how we can achieve it. So be very ready for this. Today we have two SLOs of reading merged into one. First one is read and view a variety of reading age appropriate and high interest books and texts from print and non-print sources. Now this is our very generic part of our students learning outcome, and today we are going to see for reading information reports and texts like reports or information reports and also fact sheets or fact files. So we are focusing on how we can make information reports, how we can read them, and what is a fact sheet, how it is made, and how we can read it. Now, next part of our students learning outcome is use knowledge of previously learned rules of silent letters in tricky words and learn to read new words. Now, these are our two students learning outcomes. First, we will see what is a fact, what is an informational report, and what is a fact sheet. Then we will see that how we can correctly use the words or correctly read our texts, our lessons, including silent letters. Now, let's begin our lesson today, students. This is your vertical linkage, and for brainstorming, what you're going to do before we begin the lesson is to think about what is a fact. Have you ever heard this word fact before? Can you quote a fact? Can you tell me a fact? Then you have to answer this question, that what can you do if you find a word with a silent letter and you are not sure how to say it? So we know that in English, when we are reading the words, there are some letters which we do not pronounce at all because they are considered to be silent. Now we are going to see them. Now, can you come up with words, a list of words on your notebook that have silent letters in them? And do you know about a fact? Can you give me some facts? All right, I hope that you have done this activity, this brainstorming session before we begin our lesson. Now first, let us see what is information report. Students, I hope that you know the word information. Information is you tell something, you give a very valuable piece of any sentence, any kind of information that is very helpful, and we make information reports. So let's see what they are. Information reports are a common way to organize and share information. Information is anything that we tell that has it can have facts, it can have some truths in it. And information reports are written so that you can give information about any subject or topic in the form of a report. And you share your information report with others so they get informed about it and they learn so many more things. That's why we read and we write information reports and we share them to just share information. All right? Okay. Here you can see this is an information report. Students, can you tell me what is it about? It is about an animal, right? This is an information report which tells you about elephants. African elephants are the largest land animals in the world, and all of these things, these sentences, they have information about elephants. All right? So this is an information report where you have information about a specific topic or any subject. It could be about a place, an animal, a person, an event, etc. And you can also see a picture over here. It means you can add or make pictures in your information reports. Next one, here you can see this information report about a country, Australia, where you can see different pictures, the flag, the people of Australia, and so much information. So it is a little difficult to read, but this is how an information report looks like. And you can find information reports on so many different things, on computers, countries, on different people, different things, gadgets, electronic devices, etc. Now, here you can see this exemplary information report. I hope that you can see it on the screen very well. All right. Now, first, when you want to write an information report, you write journal classifications. This is about butterflies. You write it in the third person, use the words there, they, the, and give journal instructions, journal information. Then you compare it with other insects or other similar looking animals. Then you write description about it. This is your topic sentence, which we are familiar with. The very first sentence, which gives you an idea about the main idea of the text. And this way, you can create a report with a picture or a diagram or any kind of chart, any kind of infographics. So this is how you make an information report, and you must read so many different information reports. Ask your teacher to provide you with information reports, or you can also search it by yourself. All right. Now, we know now that we have covered what is information, what is an information report, what is it about, how does it look like, and why do we read information reports. Now it's time to look at another thing from our students' learning outcome, which is a fact sheet. Yes. What is a fact? Let's see. A fact sheet is a short written paper that has the most important information about a topic using as few words as possible. Now, your information reports can be lengthy, can be of a very good length, 2 pages or 3 pages, but your fact sheet, here again you are sharing information, but you're just quoting the facts, and you make a paper which is called a fact sheet, and that includes information about your subject or your topic that you're interested in to provide information. Now let us see. Here is a fact file. This is taken from your book. You can also call it a fact sheet. Now it contains facts. Now let's see what kind of facts this have. This is about earthquakes, and these are facts and so much information about the topic earthquakes. You can also see a picture over here. And now, after reading this from your book, or you can read it by pausing the video, zooming in, and after that, after you have learned all these facts about earthquakes, you can answer these questions as your classroom activity. All right, this is what you're supposed to do in your classroom activity. You are going to read this fact file or fact sheet and then read it thoroughly and then answer the questions related to it so that you can check your comprehension. Okay, now let's talk about silent letters in reading. We are going to read a passage and focus on the silent letters. You can read after me, or you can just repeat it by yourself and focus on the words where we are not saying 1 or 2 words because they are silent. You don't say them. Now, let's read it. This is the life of gnome. G is silent. I didn't say G or G. I said gnome. Once there was a gnome who had a green thumb. Not B. We are not saying thumb, we are saying thumb because B is silent. He planted a seed everywhere he roamed. On his wrist, he carried a knitted bag that had a small flower sign filled with seeds. On his knees, he had spots of dirt. For lunch, he would snack on kneaded bread. He would feed the wren his crumbs. He would stop and climb up a tree, sit on a limb, and write a letter to his friends Lamb and Gnat. Gnome knew how Lamb and Gnat liked to hear of his unknown adventures. Yes, all these circled and underlined words, students, they are containing silent letters. Let's look at them one by one. Here, gnome, the G is silent. In thumb, B is a silent letter. And in sign, G is silent. In knitted, K is silent. In wrist, W is silent. And knees, K is silent. Snack. Now, tell me, does it contain any silent letter? Are we skipping any letter? No, we are not. It means this is not a word containing silent letter. Needed. Is it a silent letter? Does this have a silent letter? Yes, K is silent. Wren, W is silent. Crumbs, B is silent. Climb, B is silent. Limb, the letter B is silent so as it is in right. The W is silent. Lamb, B is silent. Gnat, G is silent. Gnome, new, and all that. So you can see that you are already familiar with silent letters, but when you are reading a very large passage or any unknown passage or text, you have to take care of the words having silent letters, and you do not say the silent letters, just skip them. They are just there for the spellings. All right, very good. Now here is a simulation link that you can watch to learn more about what is about different things about information report and fact sheet or silent letters. Now for your classroom activity, again, what are you going to do is read the fact sheet or the fact file in the book and find out about the words worst earthquakes and the damage they have caused. Yes, after that you have read the fact sheet of earthquake, you're going to find and look for different earthquakes that happened in the world and which one is the most dangerous till now and that caused greater damage. You're going to find about it. Here is your worksheet. It's a fact file. You have to fill it up to make it into a fact file or fact sheet. For your homework, you have to watch the simulation link and make your own fact sheet or fact file. It could be about any subject or anything that you like or anything that is your favorite. Now, here are the resources in the form of presentation, lesson plan, worksheet. There's a skill sheet attached as well. You can watch it. You can solve that in order to test your knowledge. So thank you, students, for listening. I hope that now we are very much clear about what is information, what is an information report, what is a fact sheet, and what does it contain, and how you can make your own fact sheet. We also learned a passage. We read it in order to see the silent word, the silent letters of different words. Now, you have to practice your words, your reading with silent letters, and you have to do the rest of these activities really soon to submit it to your teacher for your assessment. I'll see you in the next video lesson. Allah Hafiz.